We are with the acting CEO of Boxing South Africa, Mr. Erick Nsikayezwe Sithole. Thank you so much, CEO, for agreeing to sit down with us, knowing that you have a very hectic schedule. But before we get started, I'd like to officially welcome you to our Boxing South Africa YouTube channel.
Oh, thank you so much. It's nice to have you here on the other side. We know we've been working with you since 2018 on different projects, but I'm glad to see you here.
So, getting right straight into it, we don't have much to talk about. The chairperson shared a lot. You yourself shared a lot through the course of the weekend and sharing the strategy, the new mandate for Boxing South Africa. How are we going to renew, grow, and transform the sport of boxing? So, just in closing and wrapping up this impactful weekend, what is the summary of this strategy weekend, CEO?
Yeah, someone was saying to me, Joby, you were doing a strategy in February. Now you're doing another strategy. What is happening? So, and then I said, I think there's a need for us to explain why we had to do what we did in the past 2 days. Last year we did a strategy as a board. It was in March 2021, and that's when this theme, renew, grow, and transform the boxing, came about. And then, but we had a problem because our document, when we got into the office, there was an already existing document, a strategy which was not talking to this vision of renewing, growing, and transforming boxing in South Africa. Then we said we need to meet with the minister as well, get his mandate. What is it that he would like to see happening in boxing? What is it that he would like to see being done by BSA as a contribution to issues of social cohesion, nation building, and etc. What are his priorities about boxing? Then we eventually convened. Due to COVID, we were supposed to have this strategy with the minister before end of 2021. Now you know the issues that we are facing in the country: COVID-19, lockdown, regulations, restrictions, and so on and so on. So we were unable to convene this strategy with the minister in 2021. Then what we did when we got into the office from January, we said, let us do it. Fortunately, he was available, and then as you were there as well. We did the joint strategy with the minister and many stakeholders. Most of our stakeholders were there in Gauteng, where we deliberated on the issues. Everyone was deliberating on what needs to be done. How can we take boxing back to the days of former glory and beyond? How can we reclaim our status as boxing? So that was done, and the minister gave us his marching orders on February. Then what we needed to do after that is to take what was discussed. So I called that strategy as a consultative. It was a consultative conference where we allowed everyone, even provincial leaders in sport, to come and say something. What are the challenges? What are they doing in their provinces to ensure that the development of boxing? So we got a report. We consolidated that report from all stakeholders, including the minister, and then we said, let us now do what we call the Boxing South Africa Board Strategy. What is it that we must focus on? Because we can't do everything. There were so many things that were discussed in February where we were with the minister, but we said we can't do everything. We need to now take from the information, the remarks, the comments, the suggestions, the proposal that were given to us in February in the joint with the minister, and come up with these 15 things or 20 or 12 that we can say these are now our key focus areas for the next 5 years to come. So this was an imperative session. It was very important for us to be here, and then that's what we did in the past 2 days. Chairperson had to now expand on the meaning of renewing, growing, and transforming boxing in South Africa. and giving us theories that are very important, which talks to the sport for development. What is our contribution as boxing in what you call the economy of the country, and so on and so on. So I think that was the essence of us having this strategy session, which is now taking us to 2027, 2028. Of course, some of the things that we have are there to ensure that we reclaim our status as boxing. We were number 2, but we believe we can go back there before the end of the year. And with the support of the board, support of the stakeholders, support of the media, and everyone who's involved, who loves boxing, we believe we can go back there. So that's why this strategy was important to us.
Thank you so much, CEO. Moving forward, I just have one other question for you, CE. Looking at your tenure as CEO and the responsibilities that you currently have under your belt, what do you see in the future of boxing in the next year, beyond reclaiming the status of being number 2 or being in the top 3? But what else do you see in the future of boxing in your tenure?
You see, one of the things that we must emphasize about boxing is that boxing is like any other profession, can be a career of choice. So it must be an intentional thing, that I'm gonna be a boxer, I'm gonna be someone who will go into boxing and make an impact. But what we need to do then, which is a critical issue, is that of ensuring that there is life of a boxer after retirement. So once you have retired from boxing, what next? I think that's what we need to do. So that at the end of the day, izingane mazibuka abantu akade bekwi-boxing zingasho ukuthi uThemba was in boxing, highest paid, but today Themba is poor. So we must do away with that. We must make sure that there is life after retirement. I think we need to focus and make so that I spoke about it during the strategy to say you have boxers who doesn't want to retire because they live from fight to fight. They have no plan. So we have to capacitate boxers, and everyone who is a PSA licensee, anyone who has an interest must be developed the capacity. I mean, there are some entrepreneurial opportunities that you can embark on after retirement, and we have to teach them that. So I want to see such a thing, and that's the desire of the board to see boxing giving birth to the athletes who will make us proud as a nation, but people will also, after retirement, who will be able to go into entrepreneurship and live and also contribute to the economy of this country, but also leave a mark in the boxing fraternity.
Thank you. Thank you so much, CEO. Lastly, what is your parting shot, CEO? What is your message as the leader of this grand organization? What is your message to the boxers, the promoters, the licensees, and fellow followers of this great sport?
My message is that everyone who has an interest in boxing, in sport, they must be patient with us. Rome was not built in one day. And we are trying by all means to tighten the screws to ensure that this sport is professionalized. I know that there have been so many people complaining about the fact that there's a perception that out there which says we are just selling licenses. And we did deliberate on that. Listen, we will be tightening the screws, the rules of entry and exit, because we want to have the right people in the system. So people must be patient with us. We believe once we have the right people in the system, definitely victory is guaranteed. Because the right people will adhere to the code of conduct, the regulations. You see, there will be order. That's it. Let me put it that way. So people must be patient with us. We must be patient. We want everyone. We want boxing to have dignity. We want everyone to respect boxing in South Africa. But as I said, if we do good work, if we produce quality, their concerns, which also include issues of sponsorships and more funders coming back on boxing. Zizokwenzeka. We will see the corporate sector coming back into boxing, but they must be patient with us, because we have to firstly deal with what we have inside our system. We have to professionalize the boxing, so that everyone who has an interest will say, I want to fund, I want to contribute, I want to support financially. Babona ukuthi they are supporting something which is credible and a dignity in the hlonishwayo. That's what we want to do.
Thank you so much, CEO. We really appreciate, once again, you taking the time to have a sit down with us. For you, the viewers of the Boxing South Africa YouTube television channel, make sure that you subscribe, make sure you follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, we are there. Make sure you are part of the conversation and engage with us. Let us make boxing great again. Let's renew, grow, and transform the sport of boxing. Thank you.